Favorite snack to eat before a game and why?
I eat Haribo gummy bears before every game,
Mm.
and that's because my trainer actually suggested it to me during off-season workouts. He said it's something that's not too major, but it's also just enough to get you that right energy before the game at halftime. So, my teammates are always like looking at me all weird when I'm eating gummy bears before a big game and I'm going against a 4-star pick commit, and they're like, "What are you doing, Ryan?" I'm like, "I'm eating some gummy bears, man." So,
Just don't eat a hot dog on the sideline like Mark Sanchez, okay? Please don't do
yeah,
that.
whatever you do, just don't eat Chipotle or Moe's before the game. That's my only.
Well, I heard one of the recruits that we talked to. He said he eats what do you eat?
Taco
Wings?
Bell.
And he eats wings.
There was one that said Taco Bell too. Yeah.
Horrible decision.
I tell you right now, maybe it's a good decision because if you're a defensive lineman, you scare away the offensive lineman, and if you're an offensive lineman, you scare the defensive lineman away.
Maybe.
And if you're a receiver, maybe you get a pass interference drawn on
And if
you.
if you're a center, you're going to scare the hell out of the quarterback. That's for sure.
Right.
Even if they're in shotgun.
All right, last question. Blondes or brunettes, and why?
Oh, I'd probably go brunettes. I don't know. I don't really have a specific reasoning for that. I guess it's just kind of like whatever your cup of tea is. So I'd probably go for a brunette before I went for a blonde. I don't know. Does dumb blondes hold true? I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Yes, to a degree.
Yeah, right. It depends the blonde.
To a
you're talking
degree.
to.
Well, what is your grade point average? So at least you're smart from the dumb blondes.
My GPA is about a 3.12. I'm trying to graduate with about a 3.25.
All right, so that's not bad. I mean, we've interviewed some guys that are 4.8.
Oh, yeah.
4.7. Quarterback. What's his name again? From Duke. He's
Riley Leonard.
Was it?
Yeah.
He I think he said he had a 4.7 or 4.8 grade point average. I was like, what the heck? I mean, like, what are you like? He says, "Oh, I'm in all honors classes." Well, that's why you're the quarterback. That's for sure. Oh man. All right, man. Ask away. Whatever questions you have. Go ahead.
I was listening to your show, for the last hour and a half, I guess, since you guys started tonight. But I heard you guys talking a lot about the Jets. Obviously,
ship
you guys
franchise.
are up at Long Island. I thought I'd just ask a Jets-related question. Do you guys think they're going to win a game, and what game do you think they could win?
No, if I was running the Jets organization, which I'm not, but if I was, I would make sure, and I think what Joe Douglas has done is pretty much give you and reassure you that we're going to give away all the captain pieces that we have to give us the best chance to lose. Do I think they're going to win a game? The best chance they had to win was against the Patriots. I do believe that if the Patriots are out, in the at the end of the season, I could see the Patriots sitting some players where the Jets will have a chance to win. I don't see the Jets beating anybody but the Patriots if they have a chance. There's nobody on their schedule that all of them are fighting for a playoff spot, including the Patriots.
Right.
So, no, I don't think the Jets are going to win. I think this will be the first time the New York Jets have gone with an 0-16 season, and I think the Jets will get the number one pick. The question is, are they going to draft Trevor Lawrence? And I do believe he's coming out of the draft. I don't see him. Let me ask you this question, and this is an honest question. You played 3 years of college football. You've been one of the best players in college football. And you have an opportunity to make, $48 million on a rookie contract, and not putting yourself in harm's way or in risk of hurting your knee or hurting your leg or something like that, like Josh Rosen, where you might not be drafted in the top 5 or top 10. Would you come out of the draft this year, even if it was the Jets, or you wouldn't?
Well, it's weird.
Yeah,
Hold
I was
on.
listening to
Before
you guys talk about this earlier, and my opinion is that I would go if I was Trevor right now because, obviously we don't know if the whole COVID thing's going to be around next year, but even regardless of COVID, because obviously he just missed a game due to COVID, 2 of them. But if he were to get hurt as a senior and he came back when he really didn't need to and he was going to be the number 1 pick as a junior, it's kind of a dumb move on his behalf if he were to come back.
I agree. You can't. You can't.
You guys were saying earlier, even if he came
I would
back,
avoid that Jets franchise at all costs.
There are so. Hold on.
I
one
would
second.
go back.
Hold on 1 second, Ryan.
And sit out the whole year.
Ryan, this
You're
is
still going to be the number one pick.
Yeah, you'll be a number one pick to another bad organization.
Yeah,
Oh, you
exactly.
go to the Lions. Okay, you go burn in hell with the Lions like Matthew Stafford. Yeah, that's a smart idea, Mike.
I think it is.
Yeah, okay, whatever. The Jets have been a better organization than the Lions have, and the Browns. You would rather go to those teams than the Jets? Come on. I'm sorry. You just hate the Jets.
I just think they're cursed.
You're cursed. You're cursed. You wear that giant shirt.
They're ruining Sam Darnold. They're going to ruin Trevor Lawrence.
Whatever it is. That just showed. That makes my case with him.
I feel bad for the kid.
I feel bad for you. How's that?
I feel bad for Sam Darnold right now.
I feel bad for you. Maybe you need to go and eat more Oreos or something. I don't know. Go ahead. Next question, Ryan. Hit away, Ryan. Ask away.
Ryan, you okay?
Yeah, I'm
This
still here.
happens a lot. So when I'm on,
I was getting a little scared. You guys were going to start a fist fight.
No. If you actually listen to our show for years, we've
done this for years.
Yeah. We
He's a little delusional on reality.
Delusional? This guy? Hey, I can tell you some delusional things he said, okay? This guy's out of his mind. You want to talk about delusional, Mr. I'm 90% always right.
Correct.
Yeah, get out of here. What drugs are you on? I mean, whatever he is, man, if you're going to college, go out and hang out with him because maybe he'll get you some good stuff because he's on good stuff if he actually thinks he's 90% always right.
Correct.
I mean, you're on drugs. Anyways, next question, my friend.
Yeah, I think I have two more questions. I'm going to ask one more NFL-related question, and then I'm going to ask one recruit-related question. So my last NFL question would be, where do you think the Steelers are going to finish as far as the regular season record goes? And what do you think they're going to do in the playoffs?
So I could see them, I think, losing to the Ravens week 12, and then Buffalo. Buffalo is really the only other tough game because you're probably asking that as a Steelers fan. You know all the time that Pittsburgh can win in Baltimore and vice versa. We've seen it a lot. So that's the one. And Buffalo, I think, is another one that could be tough, but their defense hasn't played as well. But if they get it going later in the season, they definitely can. Beyond that, I don't really see them losing anywhere else because the rest of their schedule is very easy. They own Cleveland, so I can't see them losing to Cleveland either.
Well, and also, I do not want to go. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you do not want to see the Pittsburgh Steelers go into the playoffs undefeated. How many undefeated teams have been successful? Miami, they're the only ones. And you saw what happened to the Patriots in 2007 when they went undefeated, going all the way to the Super Bowl and losing against a Giant team. So big loss.
Right, even teams just streaking in the playoffs in general. It's not always the best formula because sometimes you're due to lose. So even just getting some losses to just reset your mindset is a good thing too. You just can't have games like they did against the Cowboys where they almost lost, that Mike Tomlin plays down to teams all the time. I'm sure you've seen that a lot too, which is really his one flaw as a coach.
14-2. That's where I see the Pittsburgh Steelers. They will be the number one seed in the AFC. They're going to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. I'll tell you this, and I know you if you've been listening to the show for the last hour, and I'm happy that you are because I love to have a new fan and all that other stuff. But I will say this about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers to be a bust this year. I did not think they were going to be that good. Ben Roethlisberger coming back from a shoulder injury like that. This is a guy that's 38 years old. They have so many weaknesses on the defensive side of the ball, I thought. But their defense has been a lot better than I thought. Mika Fitzpatrick is one of the best safeties in the league. Their secondary their rookies have played very well. Their linebackers are some of the best in the league. And by the way, their front seven is as good as any team in football. So, the side of the ball where I thought they were going to be really bad they've really transitioned. Mike Tomlin's having one of his best coaching years. Mike Tomlin, to me, is one of the top guys, what I'd say would be coach of the year. Mike, any thoughts to that?
Well, I mean, Steelers came out of nowhere, like you said, because they weren't predicted to do as well. The thing is, how far are they going to go? They'll be eliminated in the playoffs. I don't think they're Super Bowl bound, and it's all predicated on Ben Roethlisberger's health, because I believe he's a little dinged up. And obviously, he's the only quarterback on that roster when you have a bunch of great receivers and a pretty good running game. So it's all predicated on the offense. The defense, we already know. We just mentioned it. It's solid, but I don't think anybody, I think it's still the Kansas City Chiefs, division to lose.
I disagree. I think Kansas City is going to get knocked out by a surprise team. I really do. Kansas City won their championship last year. They're not.
I don't think anybody can outscore them. That's the difference.
Their defense isn't good.
You're right. I don't think no team can outscore the Kansas City Chiefs.
We saw the Chargers, the bad Chargers, almost outscore them. You have a young quarterback. The Raiders outscored them. Teams that you wouldn't expect to outscore them. And I'll tell you this right now: as good as Kansas City's offense is, we have seen Mahomes. We've seen Mahomes this year in certain games not play well. Force the ball.
Not
force
play
the
well
ball
in the first half, but went on fire in the second.
Yeah,
half.
but he forces the ball in different places, and everybody knows in the playoffs it's completely different. If you fall behind in the playoffs by 14 going into the second half, it's not going to be like San Francisco in the Super Bowl with the crazy play calling of Kyle Shanahan.
But also because they lack on defense, they can control the clock on offense.
Yeah, I still think Le'Veon Bell is.
And all you need is a couple of stops here and there in the back end, and the game's over. I mean, they could score in 10 seconds and they can score in 12 minutes.
Mark my words, Kansas City don't go to the Super Bowl this year in the AFC. I don't. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender this year. I think Tennessee, beware of Tennessee. They're a very scary team.
And they're very good in close games.
And they can run the ball, and they can control the clock. So they're another team that can come out of nowhere. Ryan Tannehill, who would have thought that, Ryan? Who would have thought that?
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill's been really good this year, and I actually have him on my fantasy team, so he's been doing me some good. So.
Well, there you go. You should be dancing right now as we speak.
What's your record in fantasy right now?
My record's actually not that good because I don't know what happened, but my opponent scored 180 points this week.
Wow.
So yeah, that was not fun. But yeah, I have Deshaun Watson and Ryan Tannehill, so I've been doing pretty good in the quarterback department, and I have Derrick Henry at running back, so that's. Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
But for my last question, I think I have to start by asking, do you guys follow a particular college team? Like, are you guys like Rutgers fans or something?
I don't have one team. I like one in like each conference really. But I try to watch not just the Power 5 conferences either. I try to watch some of the smaller conferences as well, especially with the way the Sun Belt has played this year. They've been tremendous in terms of a lot of the teams that they've had pulling off upsets this year.
Well, Ryan, if you watch this show, and I want you to download our app before we get off the phone with you. If you watch this show, everybody and their mother knows I'm a Florida State fan. I have grown up a Seminoles fan. In the 90s, that was when they were good, when they played the U and they dominated. It was either them or the U winning the national title. I grew up a Florida State fan. When Jameis Winston won the national title, I did not think Jameis Winston was going to be a good quarterback in the league. By the way, everybody knows I did not think Jameis Winston. He has a better chance of stealing more crab legs than he does throwing footballs in a Super Bowl. So I'm a Seminoles fan, but I follow Clemson. I like Dabo Swinney. I think he's one of the best coaches in the nation. I really like his personality. I would play for him, and I just like certain teams. I like to watch the top SEC teams play because they're always fun to watch. So I would say I'm a Seminoles. Mike, you are a college fan?
No,
he's not.
No.
Well, that's a shame. He's a fake Patriot fan. So there you go, Ron.
I wore this for you.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
It was either
Much
this
love.
or my Celtics, so you take the choice. So I figured since the Jets just lost, I'll wear this one.
Well, thanks. Okay. Ryan, tell the fans how they can find you on social media, bud.
So on Twitter, it's just at Ryan_O'Hare, and same thing for Instagram. And yeah, those are the two main social media accounts I use.
So you do Instagram? So you take a lot of lomies and post them up?
No, I only have a few posts, and they're probably mostly football related. So I mean, yeah, I retweeted, or I'm not retweeted, but I reposted on Instagram this interview actually. So hopefully some people tuned in.
Oh yeah. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you following us on our app?
I don't think I'm following you on the app just yet, but I'll make sure to do that.
I will send it. I'll have Speedy send it to you by text message and a teacher. What do you have? You have an iPhone or an Android?
Yeah, I have an iPhone 11.
All right, so Speedy it's all you got to do is go into your application store and put in WWSRN, and we would love to have you as a fan. We'd love to get you on again when the season starts next year. We're going to follow you. We love all the recruits that we interview. We wish you all the luck in the world. If you're willing to come back on a show, we definitely want to interview again and see how Miami is doing over there. And really your growth as a player, and see where you see your team maybe in the future winning a national title.
Maybe if the Steelers in the Super Bowl too, we can get them on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on again. It means a lot. You guys have a good one.
You too.
Thanks, you too. Best of luck.